minus 4 minutes. T minus 3 minutes. T minus 2 minutes. T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah, look, black and blue lines. Yeah, that's a new vibe. Yeah, it's black and blue lines. Yeah, that's a new vibe. Yeah, a park catalyst. I think we got a hit. Yeah, a black and blue lines. Yeah, look, we got Prince Blue and Steph talking black and blue lives. Yeah, the black and blue lives. Yeah, it's Steph and Blue.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What is up? It is the Black and Blue Lives podcast. I am your host, Dr. Prince Blue, along with. I hear something. Never mind. I am your host, Dr. Prince Blue, with the homie retired John Stepp. And if you are new to this channel, first I want you to like, subscribe, and follow. Make sure you share all this goodness that we are giving you. If you are also new to this channel, you should know that we are both retired police officers from the same police department. And actually, you are looking to my right, your left, one of my supervisors that I got a chance to learn many of the tutelage underneath, and he is the real deal. And when we first decided to do this podcast, it just happened, man, because I knew him, he knew me, and he knew that we both were going to push each other and challenge each other on issues. And um for the most part, we know that doing this job and doing a podcast, we're gonna have to put in the same work. So it wouldn't have been no other person that I would want to be my wingman, my co-host, and that is Step. What is going on, Step?
What's up, man? You look confused.
I am confused because I'm hearing voices. I might be
What?
snapping.
You sound
I
I don't
think
know,
I'm
man.
I think I'm snapping.
Yeah, are they telling you to do crazy things? I mean, that's
Long as I don't talk back to them, but we're good. But thank you to everybody, YouTube, the Twitters, and all the other platforms that are joining us now. But this episode, we're going to get started. This episode is going to be about bad police tactics.
oh,
I know. We, there's plenty of content creators out there that love that get their rocks off, that pretty much have orgasms pointing out the bad in police. And for the most part, a lot of those guys be spot on, but I think a lot of them they have a little too much fun in sometimes being the anti-police person, and it comes off disingenuous. And you and I have both discussed that, right, Step?
absolutely.
Yeah, and listen, since we started this podcast, listen, when cops do good, we're going to talk about it. When cops do bad, we're going to talk about it. But the one thing we're never going to do is we're never going to say cops are bad just to appease the
No,
anti-police
absolutely
crowd,
not.
because that does nothing for anybody. And as you can see with all these videos that's going around, people aren't listening to police officers enough as is. So why are we trying to give them more ammo? I'm still hearing stuff. I don't
Is that a
know.
question?
I don't know what it is, what's going on, but we gonna fix it. Fix it, Jesus. But let's let's
Is
start
it?
with
Wait, take your earphones off and still see if you hear it. Is it a?
it's forensic files. I'm like, what the fuck am I hearing?
I was getting ready. I was getting ready to get you committed, man. I
I'm
don't know. I
hearing
didn't know what.
voices. I thought I put the TV all the way down, but I left it on 2, and the speakers are so good I still can hear Peter talking in my ear. That's why I'm like, what the hell is going on? But anyway, the first video we're going to get to is show me a bad cop and I'll show you a bad supervisor. And this one is going to resonate because, like I said, Step is a retired sergeant. He was my supervisor for many years, and one thing I could say about Step was he backed his officers 100% when it came to doing good tactics and practicing good safety. Like that was something he wasn't going to budge on. He didn't care if you wanted to speak to a supervisor. He didn't care if all that other BS. If the officers were practicing good tactics and they was not violating anybody's rights, he didn't care anything about feelings or anything like that. So this first clip we're going to show is how when you have a bad supervisor and you have police officers that let that supervisor know that nobody's above reproach, and you can see how sometimes rank and ego get in the way.
Yeah, how's it going?
actually, for some reason, I don't know why that was not the right one. So where is the one where she is getting? Oh, here it is. It's right here. Here it is right here. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen. This is live, and I have to figure this one out. Here we go.
You wanna play games? Play with the wrong motherfucker. You gonna mace me, mace me. You wanna play games? You ever get disrespectful with my officer? Fall from your fucking body. Do what you gotta do. No. Come on.
Just let it be.
I don't understand that.
You clear? Yes, sir.
That, please.
And I'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Like, so what?
I don't know what.
So Step, when you saw that, what for first of all, let's break it down. What you saw there was a sergeant was talking to a suspect that asked for a supervisor, and the suspect was being belligerent. Clearly he was pushing that sergeant's button, and he told, and somewhere he said, "You're going to mace me." He was like, "You going to mace me? Then mace me." Then the sergeant started going off and saying what he threatening the suspect, what he was going to do to him in the back of the patrol car, and then the only officer that I thought had any fucking balls, and it happened to be a woman in this instinct, grabbed the sergeant and was like, "Hey, like, we're not going to do this. No, you're messing up. Like, back up, back up." And then he then turns around and fully chokes that female officer and gets mad at her and tells her, don't ever fucking touch me, and then then goes back to violating more of the suspect's rights, and then tells the female officer, "I'll see you in fucking 5 minutes." And also to let you know that sergeant was because of all the heat, he resigned. He was able to resign and get his money and all that nonsense. So Step, as a former police officer, seeing that sergeant grabbed one of his officers by the throat because they were trying to keep his job and keep him from going to jail, what do you think about that?
Well, there's a couple different ways to look at it. I've seen that video before. So, one, the old school way to handle people was to break their ass off. Like the sergeant's yelling at him, "You don't talk to my people that way. You fucking messing with the wrong motherfucker. I've got, I just pepper spray your ass. You don't do what I tell you to do." So a lot of that is just empty threats, right? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it didn't appear to me that the sergeant would have been justified to use pepper spray, but so I'm torn. So because I've been people's shit before, and trying to get them to comply and tell them, like, look, get your ass in the car. You kick the car door down, I'm going to spray your ass. Knowing I'm not going to spray his ass in the car and contaminate the whole car. But I tell them. So I think the female officer was saying, based on her training and probably being new, was like, "Hey, oh shit, I've got to intervene," because now a lot of the states have intervened where you have to intervene. And if you don't, you get George Floyd, where the officer standing around, the rookies who had a week on, they get charged federally too because they didn't intervene. So I think she was trying to do the right thing. I could see how that could upset the sergeant, but I think he turning around and grabbing him by the throat is totally inappropriate and not good, and basically assault. So I'm torn, but I don't know the sergeant, so I don't know. I've done it. I've seen other officers. You kind of have to get in people's ass a little bit. And look, I don't know what the guy was doing prior. I don't know if the sergeant was overreacting or was trying to break it off, because at the end he said, "We clear," and the guy was like, "Yes, sir." So the guy became compliant, and then he was probably, "Oh shit, this guy's fucking crazy," and it sprayed me or something. But so I don't know, honestly. Like not knowing the officers personally, I think the sergeant handled it incorrectly. I think that I mean, I don't know. I would be upset if depending on the circumstance, if I was out of line, we talked about it before. If I was out of line, I want the officers to come and be like, "Yo, because it's easy in the riots and this shit to want to fucking punch these people in the face, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it's they get under your skin. So you have to have that good buddy check where you're like, hey, I got this step. We're good. Hey, talk. So I don't know. I'd be he seemed like the sergeant was a little amped up. I don't know if it was for show or he really was, but I don't know, man. I think he could have handled it better. I'm not totally against him telling guys to pepper spray him if he doesn't comply.
I don't have an issue with that because we we are allowed to say things to get people to comply. The issue is this officer, in her mind and what she was seeing, she felt like the sergeant was overstepping the line. And from taking it from somebody who's almost went to that line, and I had somebody that's still with the department today that has pulled me away and let me know, like, hey, do you want a paycheck or do you want to, give this asshole what they want? So I understand that, but not once have I understand when you're upset in a situation where somebody is like grabbing you or pulling you because you see red, but to turn around and put his hands around that
Yeah,
officer's
absolutely.
throat, I think that was just bullshit. And you can tell
Yeah.
that he was tripping. And this was my first question. Would he have, if he turned around and saw that was a man, somebody staring him in his eye, and there was no size difference, would he have grabbed that male police officer by the throat? And I'm going to say no, because I'm going to say at that time he would have probably turned around and he would have, or let's say he did try to grab a male officer by the throat, he probably would have got his ass taken uptown, and that's slang for getting his ass body slammed. That's probably what would have fucking happened. So the fact that he did that, and as I think as a supervisor, you should be the example. So if we're able to be like, hey, Sarge, like, hey, we got it, we're good, Sarge, he's good. Like, you should be able to understand that, and you should be able to be like, all right, I appreciate y'all for, I was about to, I was seeing red because he was disrespecting y'all, and I was pissed off. We get it, Sarge. You want to protect us. You want to make sure that nobody gets over on your officers, but you can't assault one of our officers. Like, the fact that he choked that young lady, like, now she gonna feel like, do I even step in any? Do I even step in again? Do I just let officers do what the hell what they want to do? Do I let officers just violate rights because they got rank and stuff like that? I think that was complete bullshit. And like Pat said, I wonder if he's a quote unquote hothead and those male officers know, or they probably have they ever, paid the price for questioning his authority before? Because if you notice, none of the male officers moved. It was like it was a Monday. It was like it was another day on the job. And the
And that,
woman, like, she just was like, oh, and she went to grab him.
yeah, and not totally, know what happened, why he was doing that in the back of the car. But I've had supervisors, and they're all, I say old school. There's, they'll come like if somebody's giving officers hard, they'll get into their shit and be like break them off, be like, hey, they pull out their pepper spray and nothing's wrong with it. Be like, hey, dude, if you don't get your shit together, I'm going to spray your face and this is going to hurt. And so I don't know if and a lot of times that brings it back down. That's a way to de-escalate sometimes. If somebody's, we don't know if it was a guy kicking. I'm not justifying what he did.
Was
after.
he kicking a door?
Yeah, we
was
don't
he
know.
kicking was he kicking a glass? Because
we
most
don't
of
know
the time that's
thing,
what happens.
Yeah, if so, I've seen officers and sergeants who seem like they're losing it, getting somebody's shit, but knowing them, I know it's just a show to get the guy to back down and chill out. But like we talked about, I would expect, and I've had officers do it many times. You see red and you just want to punch somebody in the face. You're dealing with, maybe you just got shot at, or you're fighting with somebody over a gun and you're all jacked up and somebody else comes up and they start running their mouth and you're like, get the fuck back. And you're all amped up and you're potentially going to use more force than necessary or reasonable to get that person back because you're already amped up. So that's when it's important to have the officers to know. They would do it to me, and we would do it to them. And after the fact, and we talked about it before, I'd say, hey man, thanks for getting my back and calming me down a little bit. You need some, hey Steph, we got it. Like you said, you know, I've never seen an officer actually pull somebody off somebody like that before. But I think she thought she was doing the right thing, and maybe was not. Maybe like, hey, this sergeant's crazy, and I've got to do what I got to do to protect that person in the back of the car, because ultimately the officers that are there are responsible for the person in the back of the car too. And if the sergeant is doing something illegal, violating rights, you know, they're gonna, you know, gone are the days where you just stand by and didn't do anything. It's not going to not get in trouble. Now, if you're there and something happens, you're going to be responsible.
Cause I remember when I wanted to whoop another police officer's ass. Quick story. I was answering a call where a young child was saying that she was being sexually assaulted by somebody inside the home, but didn't speak English. So we needed a Spanish speaking officer, and this Spanish speaking officer took their sweet time to get to the call. And by then, the person that was sexually assaulting the child in the home had ran out back and had left the scene. And I was pissed. And when that officer showed up, they showed up because they were eating. They showed up, they took their time because they were eating. And I lost my shit. And I was so close to knocking them the hell out. And then another officer pulled me away and was like, no, don't do this here, not here, not here. And then it continued at the team office. And it was so bad that the supervisor was like, hey, when you finish with that report, come see me. And when I came to see him, he's like, hey, you know, when you submit that report, you know, just go ahead and, you know, just go ahead and go home for the night. Good job. Because that supervisor knew at that time he could look in my eyes and he could tell that it was not over. And if I saw that officer again, it was going to be physical. So he was like a good supervisor. He was like, hey, good job on that call. You did what you could do. Just go home. And you know, yeah.
A lot of that is people don't realize the trauma that you take along with that call. So it's, even though it's not an active assault going on right there, it's probably a calm down scene. But just to hear the story of the mom or aunt or whoever's telling you the story about the child being assaulted pisses you off, because you're like, I want some.
I want a piece of. I want a piece, and this is a no false moment. I want a piece of that guy's ass. I want him.
Yeah, because you're like, I mean, these people, they're animals that do stuff like that, and they're violent. They do stuff to kids. You were like, I hope he resists arrest because he's going to get his right. So it pisses you off, but that call creates trauma, that angry, and just think about. I mean, you know, I think we all could agree that some of the worst calls we've been on was when kids are injured and killed and stuff. Or so you're kind of amped up. You're emotionally involved in the call because your call. You're responsible. You have to make sure it goes right, because if not, this guy could get away. Right? He could not be prosecuted, and the other guy is taking his time getting there, which allows a suspect to go out the back door, because you at the time you don't know if you have reasonable suspicion and probable cause to detain them.
Yeah, I can't just put hands on them. Right.
Yeah. So you're dealing with this stuff and you're frustrated, and the guy's gone, and then it's easy to take it out on another officer or a suspect, or get emotionally involved. So I think the sergeant did a great thing. You know, that's a emotionally draining. It's hard to take a report like that, especially if it's a sexual assault on a child, or like a physical injury type thing with a child, and then go to the next call and somebody's complaining about a dog barking, and
I'm snapping on them.
Yeah, or somebody's like, yeah, F12, and you're like, yeah, you know, and you just lose it because you're already amped up, pissed off about the call, and it bothers you. So, it's not just the people resisting arrest and the chases and stuff that get your blood boiling, and it's, you know, a lot of times it's, you know, we both talked about too, DV suspects who you show up in this, a girl or kid or whoever's just beaten to a pulp by a man, and that pisses you off, right? I mean, it's just stuff like that. The bully mentality and stuff is.
Yeah, It's
So
like you bully them, now bully me, and it's
yeah.
never the case. They never have the same energy when we show up. So
Mhm.
it's just it's one of those things, man. But yeah, that supervisor
But
was out of
probably, but,
line.
yeah. So it did, like in your case, I'm sure you guys probably made up after like the next day or whatever. It's just
It took us a while to start speaking to each other, but now we, when we see each other, it's all good. We speak to each other, and
yeah,
it's no ill will. But at that time, I had no time for it. So
yeah, I get it totally.
you know, but in this next one we're going to deal with, we're going to talk about something step that you love. Hey baby, something that step that you love. Like, you was a stickler as my supervisor. You was a stickler for good police tactics and good safety. You want to CRU unit. You did SWAT at a former department, so you're all about good entry. Pause. You're all about great entry and being safe. And this was not good entry. Take a look.
Hey, how's it going?
What is it?
Hi.
What is it?
Are you Yanli?
Yes.
Okay, here's a notice to evict. Okay?
What?
It's your notice for. Put the knife down right now, or I'm gonna. Put your knife down. Put the knife down.
You put
Put the knife down right now. Put the knife down right now.
How do I know you are an intruder?
Shoot up.
15 out of 5, one at gunpoint. Code cover. Put the gun down, ma'am. I'm gonna
No,
shoot
I'm
you.
not.
Put the gun down.
How do I know
Put
you
the gun down, or I will shoot you. Fake police officer. Drop the knife. Drop the.
Well, we call building the guys.
15.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! I got stabbed. You good? You good? Anybody hurt? Anybody hit? I got stabbed.
All right, Step. So what do you think?
Well, people think when cops go to the academy that they come out and they're like Delta Force trained and the tactics are all right. They literally teach you maybe 10% of what you need to know, if that, especially when it comes to tactical stuff. I'm always big when something happens, if it goes good or bad, you always debrief. Hey, during roll call the next day, I'd say, hey, what, we had a big call yesterday, a standoff or whatever. What did go around the room? What did everybody do? What was your assignment? What could we have done better? What did you see from your, and try to just build on debrief basically. So, hey, and you learn and you build your tactics. And yeah, in the future, I think we could have handled it better by doing A, B, C, D. One, I couldn't tell if there was a supervisor on the scene, but that you're crowded. You don't have a lot of room in a hallway, right? So you want to be spread apart, right? You want like somebody with lethal coverage. You don't want crossfires. That was just a total fiasco and mess. Not knowing the total layout with the front side of the building or whatever looked at. You can't bunch up because that happens. You're falling over each other. They have a dog in the mix, so and I can promise you that these dogs don't recognize uniforms. If they sense the canine handler or someone being amped up, they get amped up. They start breathing fast. They're ready to, because they want to get a bite, right? If they're a bite dog, that's what they want. So they got, hands falling around, people falling. I've seen them bite the handlers just because they're so amped up. I've seen them bite other officers. So that was just set up to fail, man. You got someone with an edge weapon and you got it clumped in when something happens. Everybody's falling over each other.
Did you hear the taser?
I heard that. Yeah.
Somebody attempted the taser.
You got the at that point, and sometimes you can't help cross, but then you have crossfire, and then you don't have. It doesn't sound like they had a good plan. Okay, non-lethal, lethal. Like this. I mean, I don't know.
They were in front of the door.
Yeah, you don't want to be in front of the door. There's a lot of problems.
How do I know you police? How do I know you police? I don't know y'all chuda. That shit was hilarious when I saw the video. And first of all, good thing that officer's a good shot because you had crossfire.
You had crossfire, and an officer. You had a lot that could. I mean, it didn't go pretty well. I think they ended up killing the female, and officer got stabbed, but it.
And for those who are asking, why didn't he? Since he has served a warrant, why didn't he just let it go? Well, earlier in the day, the landlord also stated that she had threatened him and threatened others with a knife and all that. So that wasn't one of the things where they could just serve her and leave her be. They had to get her out of that house because she was a danger to others and she was a danger to herself. So they had to actually serve that warrant, like that entry. I mean, they couldn't just leave that eviction there. They had to actually get her up out of there
because it was lawful conduct. And what happens is, to your point, they already had a complaint that she tried to stab somebody earlier. That she
correct.
I think the landlord, like you said, her neighbor.
Correct. They tried to stab the landlord. Yeah.
And then you see her with a knife, and she becomes threatening like that, and then you leave, and then an hour later, she goes and stabs a neighbor. Well, why didn't you do anything? She's obviously, at that point, she hadn't committed a criminal offense, but we're responsible for someone's a danger to themselves or others. That's a lot of times that is a civil matter, but it's called involuntary. We're allowed to detain and apply for involuntary commitment papers and take somebody if they're a danger to themselves or others, and which is not a criminal offense in most cases unless they make a threat to us or do something. But you can't just, unfortunately, I wish you'd be like, oh, she shut the door, just leave her alone. If it's one thing if you're in the middle of the country and it's 10 miles from nowhere and she hadn't made a threat before, just like, oh, she's crazy, we'll note it in the call if we ever come back. But they had to do something, but hopefully they will. And watching videos, I tell people all the time, watch videos, watch episodes of Cops, watch this stuff and see how people react and, suspect behavior, officer behavior, and learn from it and start picking up stuff. And shit, you could have the best plan in the world and it goes to shit in a handbasket. But you got to plan accordingly and have something planned. You can't just all bunch up in the hallway.
So this next video we're going to break down, I call this Grand Theft Auto Cops, because I'm just trying to figure out what the hell was going on here.
Hey, come here.
Good taser. Dry stun. Pull him out the car. What is this guy doing? What is she doing? Oh yeah. Get some. Now, Step, did you hear them after seeing him run from police, try to get in a police car, assault a police officer? Did you hear people saying get off of him? He didn't do nothing. That's enough.
Yeah.
He tried to steal a police patrol car with the lights and sirens running. Do you know what people do when lights and sirens are running? Despite what you may think, people do not pull over. People stop right in front of you. People come to a dead stop. People get nervous and careen off the road. Like, first of all, shout out to the male police officer. He did taser. Taser didn't work. He disengaged. He got himself about himself. Tried to tase again. When the other officer came in and distracted him, he went hands on, slammed him to the ground. Knee strikes, face strikes, knee strikes. She's dry stunned. It was, but shout out to that male police officer. Then the female police officer got her shit together and finally said, "Oh, we're in a fight. Let me try to do something else instead of keep doing the damn dry stun that seems to not be working."
It's just making the guys warm more.
Yeah.
dude, we've had it happen in Charlotte where the suspects stole the cars, or a lot of time on a traffic stop, officers, because you don't lock your car at a traffic stop, or if you're, a lot of times you get out with somebody and your car's not locked unless you walk away or go in a house. You're not going to lock your car, and a lot of times then you don't too. But there's a couple of incidents in the not too long ago where something that's happened, they get the car and end up killing somebody because they're driving like madmen and run through a building and hit a car and kill somebody. It's happened a few times. Thankfully, it hadn't. They stole cars. A lot of times, it's some officer or traffic stop, and some random dude comes and jumps in the car, drives off, or they're fighting somebody and the guy jumps in. But what's also in that vehicle that could be dead? You've got
your shotgun, your AR.
Yeah, so
personal information. Your computer's open,
and most of the time it's locked, but it's not hard to figure out how to get that open, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you can't let him take that vehicle. And a lot of people complain. I read the comments about the strikes and stuff. No, we don't have to wait. It's not tug of war. I don't have to. I could escalate it. If the force I'm using is not working, I could elevate it, right? So if I'm tugging on you and you're tugging back on me, I could punch you in the face I could escalate it. I don't have to, it's not force to force. It's not like they escalate, we escalate.
And what also people don't understand, Steph, guess what? That was a deadly force situation too. Because the rifle's in the car.
Could have been, yeah.
And that officer would have been perfectly justified if he would have filled his ass full of lead.
And that happened in the 16 riots on Old Concord Highway the first night.
Mm-hmm.
We backed up across the bridge. This was a couple of hours after getting our asses kicked for hours at Rocks, and they broke in to a CPD car. And at the time, the rifles were just in the back. It was a Ford Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
So they broke the windows and they started stealing in 455, which is our helicopter, was like, hey, those units, get up here. He's breaking in the back. He's got the rifle case. He's opening the rifle case. And like, he's going to get the rifle. And then we pretty much like ordered a charge because we're 75 yards away at this point, but still engaged with them. And we just like freaking Pickett's charge just ran down the thing and pushed them back. And then I had to hold that position because there were a couple other cars they were trying to break into. But yeah, you can't let them get in the car because if they take that weapon and then start shooting us or shooting somebody else,
we got to take them out. Yeah. It's just crazy how people see shit like that and still think that we're being too hard on people. So this next one is, I don't know what the hell this is. I've heard of retreat, but this is some next level de-escalation that I don't think I ever want to see from a police officer.
Drop the knife.
No.
Put it on the ground.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Put it on the ground. Put it on the
Get out of
ground.
my face.
Uh-uh.
Get your fucking face out
He's
of here.
threatening people.
Before
I need
stab
another
you to
unit
death.
now.
Get out of my fucking face.
Put
Shut
the
up.
knife down.
Shut your fucking
No.
mouth.
No.
Bitch.
Put the knife down.
Shut up.
Put the knife down.
Shut
Put
up.
the knife down.
Shut up.
Put 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 the knife
Shut
down.
up.
I'm so
Shut up.
serious. Put the knife
Shut
down.
your fucking mouth.
Put the knife
Shut
down.
your fucking
Put
mouth.
it on the ground. Sit.
Really?
Sit on the ground.
No.
Yes.
No, shoot me.
Yeah.
Shoot me. I'll
Put it on the ground.
I'll kill you, you stupid little bitch.
He's following me around with a knife. I
Slice
need
your fucking
another new
throat.
unit. I need another
Oh,
unit.
jeez.
Hey, put it on the ground.
What?
Put it on the ground.
What on the
Put
ground?
it, the knife.
What on the ground?
Put the
Shut
knife
your
on the ground.
fucking mouth.
Put
Get
the
your
knife-
fucking ass away from me.
Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up.
Put the knife on the
Shut
ground.
up. Shut up.
Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up.
Put the knife on the ground. 998. 998. Put the knife.
Damn time.
I got it on video. Go with that. Fuck, that
Hey.
hurt. That fucking
Get on. Stay on the ground.
I know it hurts.
Stay on the ground.
Play stupid games.
I'm annoyed, Step. Talk me
No,
off the ledge.
I've seen that a lot, and I think a lot of times it comes down to confidence. And it seemed like in her, one, she's panicked in her voice. She didn't have command and control. She didn't have command presence. He's verbally telling her what he's going to do. He's advancing on her. He's got an edged weapon, and I feel like that she's like, oh shit, I'm in midbrain. What do I do? Obviously, nobody wants to shoot someone. That's going to be the last resort. So, but this was, I mean, she put herself and other people at severe risk of being injured. This guy's, I mean, it wouldn't be any more of a justified use of force for her to shoot him. And it's like she was waiting for another officer to get there to take over and tell her what to do. Like she's giving almost a play-by-play on the radio. Hey, he's following me around. Like I don't know what to do. I'm just
He's threatening other people.
He threatened other people. At the time you already said, hey, give me some units. 10. So their 998's like a 1033. Our 1033 is like, send everybody. 998 officer involved shooting or something. So, and two, I've done it. I've done it multiple times. I've seen other officers do it. Doesn't matter on training. If you're in a shit like that and you start backpedaling, you're going to trip over something. Trip over a curb. Trip over. I mean, you're because all your motor skills are focused, into your hands and your gun's punched out, and you're watching him, and you're not really thinking about your legs. So you're like, I'm just backpedaling, and then something happens and fall, and then you can drop your gun. I've seen people fall down, officers fall down. The magazine comes out, which depending on what kind of gun, it might keep the gun from firing, or at best case scenario, you got one round. And you've seen as well as me, it didn't take long. I mean, he was way too close. If he would have just lunged at her, he could have disarmed her, stabbed her.
Or lunged at somebody else. Like, I don't understand.
He was threatening other people. I don't know how close they were.
You said it from the beginning, though, Step. Listen to her voice.
Yeah.
She was afraid. She was scared. I don't know if she wasn't confident that she could make the shot. I don't know if she wasn't confident that she had enough to shoot. I didn't know if she just didn't want to shoot. Listen, and if you become a police officer, you have to be willing to take a life. Point blank, period. I felt like this is a teaching moment, and that would have been a moment. As a supervisor, I can't speak. I was never a supervisor, but if I was, I would have sat her down and I would have said, ma'am, if you are going to spend the rest of your career doing this, give me your badge right now. This isn't for you. I don't think this is not the career. This is not the career for you, because you put yourself in danger. You put others in danger because you were not confident, because you were scared. I'm not sugarcoating it. You were scared. Her voice was high.
Oh yeah.
She was giving a play-by-play on the radio.
Suspect knew it. Like,
he knew it. He absolutely knew it. Why? I'm going to slit your throat, you fucking bitch. Like,
what do you want me to draw? Like, he's distracting her. She's getting. Oh, I mean, the knife you got here. Like, she's. That's a bad.
Yeah, he was even toying with it. He was like, "Drop what?"
What he was bad though. We had a hired back who's really squared away, who did a lot of the self-defense stuff and stuff. So he retired. He got hired back. He was at the academy, and we have Red Man, right? You remember Red Man? Like there was some kind of, it was Red Man or some self-defense. Well, she fell down and couldn't get back up, or wouldn't get back up, and he told her, "Hey, maybe you need to look for another line of work. Like you can't hack this." And then she complained, and they terminated his hired back employment because it hurt her feelings. But the problem is, that's what you end up with if you don't train hard.
Me?
I swear, yeah. So if you don't train, and he was a deputy chief's brother. If that gives, so it was if you don't train like you fight, that happens. If you don't put yourself in stressful situations.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on. He literally saved people and officers' lives by telling her, you need to make a decision now.
Yeah. It hurt her feelings, and then
is she still here?
I'm not. I would guess. Yeah, I hadn't heard that she left. So, but now they can't even make the recruits do like push-ups or punish. They can't punish them anyway. Like do put.
So they can't condition them. No
No,
wonder
because
officers are out of shape and officers aren't prepared for what really happens on the streets.
But yeah, because if you don't prepare, you don't train, that you won't know what to do, and you're going to go to midbrain. What we call it is when you're like, oh shit, what do I do? Can I not? And you're overthinking stuff. You have to just react. Give verbal commands, which you did. Get on the ground. You're under arrest. Get on the ground. Drop the knife. And I'm not backing up because I know I'm going to fall.
She backed
Right.
in the circle. They
She
were
backed
going
in
around
circles.
and around.
He could have jumped in the car. I mean, there's so many things that could have been wrong. If you use that car, don't be so. I mean, create some. I don't. It. Hopefully,
I was always taught. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me. You don't back up. You sidestep. You
Yes,
create
absolutely.
your distance that way.
Yep.
Because not even the
100%.
most graceful athlete can run backwards.
Yeah, but we did it playing football. At trading, you run backwards like if you're a receiver. So you're running backwards and run this sprint. So, but it's a lot different
When you got a gun.
when you're dealing with something that's high stress that way, other than a game. And to your point, is what they teach you is they call it get off the line. So you got the guy, he's coming at you, step to the right, step to the left, right? Because if you back up, it's going to happen. It happened to me in my shoot. I've seen it happen multiple times. I don't care how squared away you are. You can trip over something or a cart, and then I think this is a bad situation.
It was awful, and I hope she really learned from that and got confidence. She finally made the shot, and his dumbass, oh shit, that hurts. No shit.
That's what you get. Yeah, but
First of all, it was a good fucking shot too.
That's why you have to play these scenarios in over and over in your mind when you go to some. What if he has a knife? What am I going to do? And then that way, when something happens, it's got like self-training.
Well, I'm mentally prepared for this.
Everything, yeah. Because if like I'll stop this car and I'm like, okay, there's 4 people. One of them, if one of them has a gun, what's going to happen? I'm walking up, so you're prepared. So if it happens, you react instead of be like, oh, what? It's just a tag light. Like, why are you shooting me? So
remember, Jay. 61220 copy of stop. Go ahead, 61220. I got X-Ray Lincoln John 2567 occupied 4 times Central and Eastway. And normally, hey, show me en route. But sometimes it's just you and that person, and you got to be able to make that decision. And she was not ready for it. Well, it took her a while eventually, but you could tell she wasn't mentally prepared for that moment.
Yeah.
So in our last video, we got entry again. This time we got. I wish we could put the Keystone Cops music. You know, I wish we could put that to this because this was all levels wrong.
I'm sure.
That. Look at her. Where is she?
Back against the door.
Cute glasses, though.
I'm sure she's got pink handcuffs too.
I'm telling you, ladies, it's something about women officers right now, female officers right now. Y'all just not helping. Like, what is that? Like, why is your back towards the door? Officer, why is half of your body in front of the door? Why is her whole body in front of the door? You're not prepared to do shit right now. And obviously somebody's it's another officer's body cam that's in the front. Look at this crossfire we got going on.
And look at he's on the stairwell too. So if something happens, he falls back. Yeah.
Step, what is she doing?
I don't know, but we've had officers. I've had a good friend of mine that works CPD. He got shot in the head through a door.
Step, if the person's on the other side of the door and he's like, fuck it, let me let off the 12 gauge.
Yeah.
She's done.
Yeah. Get that. I mean, that's Police Academy 101. Don't stand in front of a door. If you're knocking it, you don't stand in front of it. Sometimes that you might have windows either side, and you might have to use a door's better cover than a window. But
Just-
for the
just
most part, you don't want to stick
wild.
your, you,
But it gets worse. It gets worse, Jay. Watch. Let's watch the end of it.
He's trying to knock. Oh shit!
holy
This thing wasn't even on.
Come on, please. What's that about doing?
He's got a knife! He's got a knife! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it! Holy fuck. You guys good?
We're good.
Radio shots fired. Drop it! Drop it! Drop it!
Watch this. Did she fix her glasses?
she's just like she's like
Oh my
at your point.
God.
At this point, she's just in the way.
She was in the way of his fire. He had to wait. Now
You guys good?
We're good.
Radio shots fired. We got one down. We're okay.
Don't move. Don't move. Don't move.
don't move. Why are you still here?
That
At
was
this
hilarious. They
point?
bang on the door, and the whole door just, it's like a Hollywood door.
Don't
It
move.
just all caves in.
Look at watch this in slow-mo. Knife. He's charging. He has a knife. He's on the step. What did you say, Step? He's on the
Fall down.
steps.
Yeah. Not a good place to be.
So he
tactically.
fell.
Yep.
Boom.
Oh, there
He
you go.
fell down the
There you
steps.
go.
And now there's a crossfire situation where the officer is still there. He's still in the way. Step.
Yeah.
I think that was the worst of today. Probably of ever.
It's pretty bad. Well, no, we I don't know if you play that one where remember where the officer was in the car, the female officer, and the dude comes over. It happened a couple months ago. And it was like carjacking her, pulling her around. She's just yelling and screaming, like waving her hands, and he's like stabbing her. I don't know. Like there's some bad ones.
Step. Like, what was she doing?
She didn't know.
Besides getting her TikTok followers up. Like, what was
Yeah.
she doing?
No, she had no tactics, so they weren't thinking. Yeah, but like that's why I said you have to assume that the dudes that come out and try to stab me with a knife or come out. You have to be prepared because she didn't go for a weapon. She didn't go for it. Nobody should at that point. I don't care if nobody should go for a taser. Everybody should be lethal.
Step. That was a prime example of you thinking this job is sunshine and rainbows. I'm going to look so cute in my uniform. I was able to pass the test, probably barely.
Yeah.
I was passing everything with a C. And now I'm a police officer, and now I expect people to listen to me because I'm a police officer.
Self authority.
Like, it's just getting so bad when it comes to female police officers. Like, it's
30 by 30. That's what they want. 30% by 2030. And I'm not saying
what is that? What
women can't be good cops. I wish we could.
What does that mean for saving lives? You just want
perception.
representation. You don't
Yeah,
want
it's just-
actual police officers
it's like-
that can do the job.
DEI. They just want to say they have it to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy. That at a job like this, you need to hire. We need females in law enforcement. There's some really good female cops, and there's some really lousy male cops. So, but you have to hire the people.
I think it's more lousy female cops. I just have to be honest. I have to be honest that at the bare minimum, a man is going to have the strength and the wherewithal to know that, number one, he should not be backing up multiple times around the car playing Ring Around the Rosie, Duck, Duck, Goose with a suspect with a knife. And in all these clips I've showed you when there was a female involved, they ended up just being in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's wild to me that you want representation versus you want officers that could just do the job and do it well.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
I don't care if you're an alien, I don't care if you Bigfoot, just be able to do the job.
Because basically, we're all report takers and investigators until we have to do.
Some real police shit.
And so, these police leadership, like, oh, we just need, in their mind, number one is just as number good as 2 and 3. They're all anybody could do the job. And so, but That's not what you need to have. We said it 100 times. The right mindset. You need to have the training, and you can't be lackadaisical. It'll get you or somebody else killed.
Oh my God.
She's like, oh, with her
And she
aqua
fixed
blue.
their glass.
Then she
You
tried
literally
to,
just saw a man get shot to death, and you almost got stabbed. And your first instinct was, I don't look good.
I thought he rolled at first down both sets of steps. Like he just kept.
Step. Before we played the whole video, we literally were clairvoyant. We called everything out.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Cop is
video.
on the steps. Cop is on the steps. He could fall down. She's in front of that. If somebody charges at her, it's completely over. If somebody wants to, if he wants to blow, they knocked on it. First of all, that door was made out of feathers. Cause
I've never seen a door just fall apart. They were hitting it pretty hard, but
it literally just fell apart.
Because
Like
the knocking officer was kind of sarcastic about it. Like he was like, he kept hitting it. Oh, look what happened. It must have just been, he's. And then homeboy, the hoarder, comes out with a damn crawling on all fours trying to get to him. It's crazy stuff, man.
you know what, man? Oh man, that was our last video. Whoa. If you could tell police officers one thing about police tactics that they need to know, what would it be? If you were in academy in front of all police officers in America, what would you say to them about tactics?
Train. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say one thing, but like I said earlier, you have to have the mindset. You have to say, okay, I'm going to this house for a 911 hang up. Okay, it could be a kid playing on the phone, and it could be a murder. Anything in between. You don't know. So in your mind, you have to mentally prepare for the murder, right? And then if you just mentally prepare, oh, it's probably a kid playing on the phone. We've been and then you get there and like, oh shit, I'm a murderer. Now someone killed me. But you have to prepare for the worst. Always prepare for the worst. Think about your surroundings, especially like where's the officer standing? Where do I need to stand? Am I too close? Am I too far? And run these scenarios. If I stop a car, like I said, they're going to try to kill me. And I'm not saying I've got my gun out and like show me your hands like on a regular. But in my mind, I'm looking for indicators, pre-assault indicators, and if something happens, you have to react like that. And you see the differences in a lot of these videos of officers who train mentally, right? And training, they just react. It's just a reaction, or it's not okay. Stop. What do I do? Where's my gun? How do I get my gun out? You've seen it many times. We've had that female officer a couple of years ago was one that tased a dude and decided shot him instead. And she was on for like 20 plus years or whatever. But a lot of that, we talked about it before in the video prior, it's muscle memory. She's not training. She's not training herself mentally. What am I going to do? This is a gun. This is a taser. I've got my gun in my hand. Transition.
How many times have we been on a call and we're constantly click, 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 and we don't even realize we're doing it. We're just click, 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 click. We're just messing with our holsters because we're ready.
Yeah,
we're ready.
Roll call. You go in the dressing room, and a lot of the officers are in there doing, just dry fires,
just tapping out,
just traded, just
tapping out,
tapping out. That you can tell too. Like if you trade like when you're on the line or when something happens, you don't even look at your gun. You're up and you punch out.
Oh, where's my gun? Oh, there it is.
But you'll see a lot of these videos. They're like, when they're holstered. Then when you holster up,
or
it's just
we didn't even touch on this. A lot of reasons why a lot of people can't see their gun is because of what?
Overweight. But with stressful situations, you have it where you have seasoned officers who shoot somebody instead of tase them because you're not practicing that, handcuffs, aspartame.
You got to get around all those jelly rules.
You want to be like a ninja blind self. Where's my taser? Be like that's actually be a good drill. Blind, if somebody says taser, you pull your taser and then holster it back, blindfolded, aspartame, and you pull it out. And you got to put it back because you got people like
they're like, oh,
how to get my gun back in.
Oh man, let me look over real quick. See if I find my gun.
Pull my side
Pull my
roll up.
jelly rolls. but oh man, but I hope through all the laughter and everything else, I hope at least with this episode y'all can see that policing is very dynamic. So if I would have had to tell America one thing, if I was standing in front of all police over there, I would tell them this ain't lethal weapon. Like you have to train. You have to train like your life depends on it, which it does. And
Train like
I don't
you
think
fight.
a lot of police officers are doing that. And you don't have to wait for it to be mandatory. You don't have to wait for training from your academies, from your department. A lot of ranges offer 60, 70% off? Free ranges. Your range may say, hey, the range is open. Come let off some rounds. Like a lot of people don't fire their guns until they go to the range.
Yeah, people realize
that's not good.
It used to be 50 rounds a day and 50 rounds at night. Now I think it's 35 rounds a day and 35 at night. Just
ridiculous.
Yeah, so they go, and most of the time it's done one day, right? So you go and they shoot 100 rounds, and they're qualified for the year, and they got to shoot us, department 70 or above. But that's not training yourself.
No, that's certification. That's not training.
Yeah,
stupid. Well, anyway, that's the show that we have for today. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow. I'm at Real Prince Blue across all social media platforms. He's JStep 2223 on Instagram, TOG4280 on TikTok. Again, please, if y'all like this content, please like, subscribe, and follow. Send us all the videos. We like breaking down this stuff. Sometimes we're gonna have fun, sometimes we're gonna get serious, but I hope with this podcast y'all understand that we're gonna cover it all, from mental health to tactics to verbal judo, whatever it is. We're gonna touch on that. And thank everybody for listening. And X, I don't know what's been wrong with your raggedy ass, but if you're charging me $8 to stream, then at least you could do is work. You haven't been streaming all week for any of the podcasts. Like, what's going on? You want your $8? I can see where the $8 was taken out. Y'all be hassling me about that $8 but y'all can't work. Get your shit together, Elon. You so worried about everything else. You're not worried about the same platform that you bought. It's not working.
He's making phones in tiny houses now.
Pale ass African American. Fix the Twitters. Fix the X's. I didn't have this problem when it was Twitter. When X was Twitter, I streamed and it was free. Now I'm paying and it's not streaming. And we talk about real life stuff, but I guess what? If I was on here with a wig and a dress and telling people to do crazy shit, I bet you my stream would work then. If I was talking bad about the president, I bet you my stream would work then. So when we talking about mental health, we're talking about bad police tactics. We're talking about taking care of police officers, taking care of citizens. Stream don't work. But I bet you'll stream Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and her flat back's ass. I'm sorry, y'all. Thank you for joining Black and Blue Lives. I appreciate y'all. Everybody, all the 7 that stuck behind us this episode, I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Hopefully I won't be upset next week, and hopefully we'll be streaming. I'll holla. Take it easy, y'all. Peace out, dummies. I hate X is stupid.
Yeah. Look, Black and Blue Lives. Yeah. Hey, that's a new vibe. Yeah. Hey, Black and Blue Lives. Yeah. Hey, that's a new vibe. Yeah. Hey, podcast lit. I think we got a hit. Yeah. Hey, Black and Blue Lives. Yeah. Look, we got Prince Blue and Steph talking Black and Blue Lives. Yeah. Hey, Black and Blue Lives. Yeah. Hey, Steph and Blue.